Hello everyone, this is Robyn with mypinkstamper.com and welcome to my latest video tutorial. Today I'm going to be spotlighting the Balloon Adventures photopolymer stamp set, and I'm going to be doing a kind of a watercolor technique using just bubble wrap. Do you have all this bubble wrap around your house and you don't know what to do with it? Why not stamp with it and make a fun background? So I'm also going to be using our balloon bouquet punch that coordinates perfectly with the Balloon Adventures stamp set. Now this stamp set also has a coordinating bundle, and if you purchase the stamp set and the bundle together, you get a 10% discount. All right, the colors that I'm using are Melon Mambo for the Melon Mambo Ink Pad, and I'm using basic black. So the first thing we're going to do is I'll go ahead and we will do a little bit of the watercoloring. We'll make the background first, and then we'll finish up the card. So for the background, you're going to need some sort of surface. I'm using one of our acrylic clear stamping blocks. I'm using E. And you're also going to need some re-inker. I'm using the Bermuda Bay Ink Refill. And I'm also using one of our Aqua Painters. These come in a package of 2, and they have 2 different size tips. So this is a small tip, and this is a small medium, this is more of a large. All you do first is fill it with just regular water. So I just have some water in there, Aqua Painter. And now I'm going to be using some of our watercolor paper, and this is cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So this is our watercolor paper, perfect for watercoloring, which I'm going to be doing in a second. All right, so I'm going to take the re-inker, and I'm just doing 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just kind of dopping it off in the middle, setting that aside. And then with our Aqua Painter, I'm going to squeeze a drop of water on each of the colors, and then I'm going to do like 4 more. Just kind of want it really watery. And we're going to just mix it around. If you want to make it more watery, you can just add more water from your Aqua Painter. And then I'm just going to simply just paint it on my bubble wrap. Kind of make a pattern. I don't want it to be totally symmetrical. Kind of want it to be kind of like that. Okay. Make sure I've got plenty on there. Set this aside, and I'll show you how to clean that up in a minute. And then I'm going to take this and I kind of bow it a little bit. Bow it. Put it directly down on the bubble wrap and press firmly. And then I have a fun little bubble wrap background. Then you can rinse this off with water and use it again, let it air dry. Okay, so this is how I clean it off. You can just run this under water or run that under water. I just have some baby wipes for this, and I'm just going to squeeze this until it's clear. There we go, and it's almost back to normal. There's a little staining from when I was using black ink on it one time. Okay, and then I'm also just taking this baby wipe and just gonna wipe my block off. So now it's back to normal as well. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and give this time to dry, but I have a different one that's already stamped and dried and ready, or I'm sorry, it's already watercolored and it's pretty dry and it's ready to go. So we will start with the basic black ink pad, and we're going to use the Here's to Another Year Full of Adventures. If you watched my live broadcast on Facebook this week on my Pink Stamper Facebook page, I demoed this live for you guys, but I wanted to also put it on a video, which is just easier for you to access later instead of trying to go through my hour live broadcast. So this is just easier for you guys. Okay. We're going to ink this up with the basic black ink pad, and I'm just going to stamp it right in the middle. Okay, and I have it right there ready to go. Yay! So now I'm going to take our Melon Mambo Ink Pad. And I'm going to use the balloon, one of the balloons. You have 3 in here. I'm going to use the one with the polka dots. Set that aside. And let me pull out. That might fit. Okay. I'm using a block size B. I love our clear mount blocks. They're awesome. Okay, so now we're going to be using the punch. And here's a little trick for you guys and a tip. Kind of see where it's going to go first before you stamp it on your paper. Otherwise, it's a little tricky trying to get the punch on there. So I'm just going to lightly ink it up. Ink it right here, and I have it on the bottom left. This was my Melon Mambo Ink Pad. And this here is Melon Mambo Cardstock, and this is just a scratch piece of paper, an extra. And you just line it up, and then we punch it. And that's it. Put this aside with my scraps. Okay. Now I have a balloon, and I'm going to use some of our basic black twine. And I'm going to use just some regular tape, and I'm going to tape this on the back of my balloon. It's really easy to do. Okay, have that back there. And now I'm going to take some dimensionals. I'm just going to use 2, 1 on each side. These are our Stampin Dimensionals. If you've never heard of them, they're fabulous. Okay, so now I'm going to put this kind of up at the top. I want it to stick off a little bit, like that. So it's kind of off of the card just a little bit. Maybe I did it a little too much. Wait, I think I did. Hold on here. Well, no, that's fine. It can stick off a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to pull it straight. And then I'm also going to add some tape on the back. Cut that off. And we are almost done here. We'll go ahead, and while this is upside down, I'm going to use a lot of dimensionals, or you could use our strips. Let's pull out the strips, actually. We're going to use some of our foam adhesive strips, and I'm just going to cut 3 of them. And I've already measured the length. So I have 3 of these. These are fabulous. They're great for shaker cards, or they're great if you want to use, you know, larger areas to pop up and you don't want to use a million dimensionals. Okay, put this on here. All right, and then now we will just peel off the backing of the strip. And we're going to put this on a piece of our basic black cardstock. This is cut at 3.5 by 4 3/4. And it just, once you add it on the black, it just makes it pop. Do you guys see that? It just looks beautiful. And then the last step we're going to do is we're just going to use a piece of Daffodil Delight. I thought this was a nice bright color just to make everything else pop. This is cut at 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm just going to fold it over using one of our bone folders. This is an essential tool. And then now I'm using some of our Snail Adhesive. And I'm going to just put some of this on the back. Super easy. And now I have a quick and simple card with a fun technique on it. This is something anybody can do. And you can order all of these supplies from my shopping page at mypinkstamper.stampinup.net. I'll have a full supply list in the description of this page. And let me know if you have any questions, mypinkstamper@gmail.com. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.